What is up, skate rats? Today I'm going to teach you guys how to pop shove it like a professional. So I've been planning on making this video for a while, and I recently saw that the guy Webbs has put out a video, the last video you'll ever need to pop shove it, and I watched it. It's a pretty good video, especially if you're a beginner. But he left out so many little fine details if you wanted to use your pop shove it in a bunch of different applications, and that's what this video is going to be. So I recommend his video, or even, I know, but Braille's video. If you want to learn how to pop shove it, this is how to take it from just using it in games of skate to ledges, down stuff on quarter pipes, and popping it really high. So we're going to break down the different ways you can control your pop shove it, and in different applications how to use it. Okay, so we're going to start off on flat ground, and I'm going to show you the different ways you can control your board based on height and rotational force, like how fast it spins. And it's kind of just based on both feet actually, and how you're able to wrangle each trick. So for a basic pop shove it where I'm playing a game of skate, I just want to hear the snap sound. I don't want it to go high. I want it to be consistent as humanly possible. My front foot will sit in the ollie position about 2 inches below the bolts, and my back foot will sit nestled kind of on the tail, more towards the toe side of the pocket, but not much, because once I hear that snap sound, I'm going to be throwing my foot back. And that's how we get just a normal pop shove it. Now, as I build height, my body posture changes quite drastically. So if I'm going for a 1 foot pop shove it, my front foot will stay about the same, but my back foot is going to rotate in a little bit. So I'm pushing with more force on my big toe side of my shoe, and I'm going to push straight down till I hear that snap and give a little bit of a flick, twisting my ankle in just a hair, kind of similar to like a tray flip. And that's going to give me about a 1 foot pop shove it. Once again, those are really consistent. But if I want to go even higher than that, my front foot now will change. I will straighten it out kind of like a rocket kick flip, and I will take my back foot and I'll turn it even further. And now I am really not going to shove it at all. My ankle will twist back just a hair due to the force, and my foot will come straight up. And the reason being is I am pushing down with so much force that the board kind of goes onto one wheel a little bit. And on that one wheel, when it strikes the ground finally, all that force will throw the shove by itself. This is what allows me to do really high pop shove-its, because if I try to flick back, they're going to over-rotate, and obviously that's not good. So that's how you kind of control it. So you can control the speed of your shove by how far down in the pocket you go, if your foot is flat on it. So on the tail, flat, it's going to do a slow pop shove it. Down in the pocket, it's going to do a fast pop shove it. The second way you can control it is if you're turning your foot like I am and leaving the edge of your foot on the edge of your board, you control it by how hard you pop and where your position is. But the higher you get, the faster it'll actually spin. So that's something to keep in mind if you're doing really high pop shove-its, that it's kind of inverse than keeping your foot flat on the board. The last thing is your front foot position. So let's just say I were to leave it in my normal 1 foot pop, but pop my back foot on the 2 foot high pop shove it. My front foot will actually hit the board, and the board will actually slow its rotation down because my foot is dragging on it. That is something I will use if I'm jumping down something and I keep over rotating it, but it is very rare. I do my best to keep my front foot from touching the board. So learning the different ways you can pop it allows you to use it in so many different applications. So let's talk about the ledge a little bit. So over at the ledge, based on how your flat ground pop shove-its are and the different ways you can control them, is based on how you would get into a grind. So if you're more of a flat bottom type person, you might not be able to get the height you need to really be up here. So when I'm pop shoving even onto just a curb to grind it, I'm usually pop shoving it maybe about 7 or 8 inches higher than it. That's my personal preference. So I like my board to rotate a little bit slower so that I can catch it right before and set it down on the ledge. But maybe you can't pop one that high. So you need to learn how to control the speed of your shot. This is 8 inches tall off of the ground. So if your pop shove is only 10 inches off the ground, well, you need your pop shove it to rotate quite a bit faster than flat ground because you don't have all the time to catch it here. You need it to be able to spin real quick and set it down. That's why personally I do like to pop mine way higher and set it down. And I do that once again by using the controlled position right here. And that allows me to do it. Now in some cases, and you'll see in this video, I come at a slight angle. And this just allows me to overcompensate in case my pop shover rotated just a little too slowly. But let's finish up this video with going off stuff. Alright, so for going down stuff, you have 2 methods. Now your foot position is completely up to you. It's what you're comfortable with. And based on how you're using your feet, you should decide on how to use your upper body. So 2 different ways to do it is you sit in the back seat like how I was squatting down for the high pop. Doesn't mean you need to pop really high, but you sit back so that when you pop shove it off at the end, you throw your board out in front of you and you kind of catch it and pull it back. That's really good for if you guys are a little afraid of speed. This is one of the few tricks I will do at full speed. So depending on the size of the thing, I will do it that way because it allows me to clear distance a lot easier. The other way is to crouch over your front shoulder and lean more of your body weight over your front leg. This will keep your pop shove it a little bit behind you, so you do need to go sometimes twice as fast to keep the board with you the entire way. A good advocate of that particular style is Jeff Cesare. He has quite an interesting style, and he leans forward quite a bit if you watch him, but he goes so freaking fast that he's still able to get a triple flip to follow him down like a triple set. So he is a good advocate for leaning forward. Normally, personally, I lean back, but in here, I kept landing on the quarter pipe and it got a little sketchy. So I decided to just come off the bank with a lot more speed and lean more forward. It meant when I landed with a lot more speed, but it kept the board more controlled and underneath me rather than trying to throw it out and pull it back in a very small distance. I hope you guys did dig the video. If you have any questions about pop shove-its, drop a comment. Most likely I'll be able to answer them. This is one of those tricks that for some reason I just have really good. And actually I'll tell you the reason why I have it really good. The video I made about me skating wrong and recently flattening my foot out on like kickflips and stuff like that, because I skated wrong for so long, I built up this incredible pop on pop shove-it only from the side of my foot here. It's weird, isn't it, how skating works? But I hope you guys did like the video, and as always, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys think.